Hey everybody, Crystal Evans here from Windermere Services Mountain West. I wanted to show you how you can access the newsletter template that you can find within Campaigns. So I just went ahead and logged into the worksite, and you're going to click on Campaigns up here at the top. And the first thing you need to do is create a build your own email. So you're going to go up into the right and select Add from Library. And you'll see you have Campaigns here, which is like a series of emails that go out, and then one-time emails. And it takes a second, but when these load, you'll be able to sort them alphabetically right here by the name or by the source, because your office can create them, and also the brokerage itself can create different templates for you to use. So the easiest way that I find to find this particular one is just go down to the A to Z, and then you're going to find the build your own. So there's two options: sequential, no dates, which means it's just going to go out, on the third day, on the fifth day, on the seventh day, or you can choose to go out on a specific date. So that is the one I'm going to select. So all you do is click Add to Campaigns. You'll get a little pop-up here saying it's been added to the My Campaigns in awaiting setup. So you're going to close this window, and then rather than being on the My Campaigns, you're going to select My Emails. And you're going to see it's got a build your own email right here. You can go in and click these three little dots, duplicate that so that you don't have to keep adding it again. And then to edit, you're just going to click that little edit button. First thing you want to do on this page is name it. So up here, whatever you want it to be called, I'm just going to say newsletter example. This next part is the heading of your email. So December newsletter. And then this is a little sneak peek text that comes through. Let's see what's happening. And then down here you can choose if you want to include a header and a footer, which will show your photo and your contact information. I like to show both, so just hit save. And then the next part is where you're going to edit the content of your email. So you're going to hit edit content. This is a previous one I've used, so you won't see this. But what you want to do when you get to this page, up on the right here, it says Change Template. Click on that, and there's all these different templates you can choose from. I scroll down to the bottom. These ones are all pretty new, so they don't have photos in them yet. But if you come down here, you'll see there are several that do have pictures. And right here, there is a newsletter template. Now keep in mind, you can use any one of these that you want. You can customize them, so none of them are set in stone. So if you decide you want to use the neighborhood info one as your template for your newsletter, that's totally up to you. So click on the one you want. It will confirm that it's going to overwrite your last template, which is just fine. So hit confirm, and then you'll see here is the layout for the newsletter. All right, so once you have your template pulled up, you can start making your changes to customize it. So just some basics on the editing of this page. I'm not going to go into too much detail. If you need some help, you can always give me a call and I'll walk you through. But a couple things to note. Up here at the top, you have an undo and a redo button. You also have a send test option. So once you've completed it, go ahead and send yourself a test email to make sure it looks okay. You can also preview it by clicking the little preview button. And then of course up here you have your change template, cancel, and continue. Once you are completely done, hit that continue button to start saving your changes. So some basics, these three boxes over here, the first one is the rows. So what do you want your layout to look like? For something like this, you would have this option here, an image and some text, but it'll pull over like that. So any layout you want, you can just click on it and drag it over, and then you go to your content. So what do you want to show in those particular rows? For example, if I wanted to put text into a box, I'm just going to click on that button and drag it over here. If I wanted to do an image, same thing, just going to click and drag. Double click to insert your picture. You can upload pictures by dragging and dropping them into this box, or you can click upload image and locate it on your computer like you normally would. Anytime you upload a picture, it saves in your gallery right here, so you can use them over and over again. And then just double click to use, and you'll see it fills right in there. And then we have for text, for example, if you want to overwrite this, just click on that box and then you can start typing what you want it to say. There is some formatting options here at the top. So we have your font size, what size do you want it to be, what font you want it to be. You can choose bold, italic, underlined. You can also choose your font color by clicking on the drop-down menu here. You can select one of the options or even hit more colors and choose a different one that way. Some other things you can do on this, if you wanted it to say your client's name, for example, when you sent this out, you'll see there's an option up here that says Insert Placeholder. If you click on that drop-down, you've got a ton of options, but if you scroll down to where it says Contact's First Name, it would automatically fill in your contact's name as it's written in the Engage database because they are all linked together. So super great tool for that. Some other things that you can do on here, just some basics. If you were to click on any of the boxes in this layout, it has a couple different options here. So you can see I have the arrow up, so if I want to move it up, you can click that arrow. If you want to move something in general, you just click those little arrows and it'll move. If you want to duplicate something, like maybe I want this picture to show twice, just click the duplicate, and then of course the trash can if you want to delete it. So those are the same tools that you'll have for each section of this. And then over on the right, just a little more details. So you got your rows and your content. So this is basically what you're going to drag into your different layout boxes. You can add text, you can add a button. If I wanted a button to maybe link to a listing over here, you'll just double click on the button, and then on the right you'll see all these different options for what color you want your button to be, what color you want the background to be. If I wanted to change that button to maybe make it green instead, you're just going to click on that little tiny colored box right there. The color of the font would be this box right here. So whatever you choose, that's where you'll find it. And then down at the bottom, right here where it says URL, this is where you would type in where you want it to link to. So if I wanted this to link to Google, I'm just going to type in google.com and then my button would go there. So these are just some basic things with the button field. There is some really great tools that you can add on here as well, like listings. Let's say you want to send out a featured listing of the week and you want it to show in your email. You're going to click this listing button, drag it over to where you want it to show, and there's a box at the top where you can type in the MLS number, type it in and hit search. Here's my property, and then you can choose where you want that, if they click on it, where it goes to. So it can go to your agent website, your office website, or a custom URL. So once you guys get set up with Impress, you want to maybe send it to the custom property website, go ahead and click on that and type it in. So lots of different ways that you can do that here. And then you're just going to hit I certify you have permission to use that listing and hit done. And it will fill in the picture, bedrooms, bathrooms, square footage, address, and the price. And then it'll link to wherever you put the link in. So super easy feature to add for featured listings of the week. You can also create what's called a hero image. So these images don't have text on them because they're just straight images. But if you wanted to have a picture with text on it, you're going to use this hero option, drag it over, and you'll see by default it already has my heading here. And it's got a button here as well on top. So if I wanted to change what that said, I can go over here to the right, change my link down here at the bottom. I can double click on the button itself to say, click here, or whatever it is I want it to say. And then if you wanted to change the image, you're just going to double click on it and it will pull up over here on the right. And you can go to images right here. It says images. And then there's your gallery. So you can just choose a picture there. Oops, I didn't double click it. Images. There we go, double click. And then there's an image with text and a button over it. So there's lots and lots of things you can do with this. It's totally up to you and your imagination on your limits. But go ahead, make your changes. Click the little preview button at the top. When you've finished, you'll see it's branded with your information at the top. It has all my information in it, my featured listing, and then down at the bottom again, branded with your information. So make sure you include the header and footer so it shows that. And once it looks right, click that little X button, go up to the top and hit continue, and then save it. And whatever you named it as is where it's going to show. So I named mine as newsletter test. So that's exactly what it's going to say. So that is the first part of creating a custom email. The next part is how to send that custom email out. So stay tuned for more videos and I will show you how to do that next. Thanks guys, have a great one.